Hey again everyone, and welcome back to the first Diecast review of the new year. I do want to take a moment and apologize for my absence within the last month. I took a bit of a hiatus there for a while, and I was planning to get back to uploading right at the beginning of February, but it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. But that out of the way, today we're going to be taking a look at a 1/64 scale tractor, and it's this International 4186 by ERTL. And I believe this is a National Farm Toy Museum exclusive. So we'll go ahead and get this out of the box and see what this model has to offer. Something you may find interesting about this model, and possibly even get a laugh out of, is this was released back in 2020 and it was meant to be a Christmas present, but apparently the family misplaced it. So I didn't end up getting this until Christmas of 2021, which is why you're seeing a review on it now. But you can see what the box looks like here. I don't really got to point everything out. If you want to read anything, you can pause the video. I think the front and back and the sides are all the same. There's the information on the bottom here. Again, if you want to read any of that, you can pause the video. But go ahead and get this open now. Alright, here is the 4186 on the turntable, and now you can get a close-up look at all the details which are on this replica. And believe me, when it comes to detail, there's definitely not a shortage of it on this piece. Now, I've never actually seen a 4186 in real life. However, a few years back when I was down in Dayton at a tractor show, I did see someone had a 4166 on display. And I believe cosmetically those tractors are identical. The only real difference is the way the motor's set up and how much horsepower they put out. But getting on to this 1/64 scale replica, like I said before, the detail is what's really standing out to me. And the first thing I want to mention is how great the paint looks. You can see this has a nice glossy finish to it. I'm not seeing any imperfections in the paint or any casting imperfections showing through the paint. So definitely got a win-win there. And another thing is the stickers look to be applied flawlessly. Sometimes you get these and the stickers just all over the place. Not the case with this one. The only real issue I'm seeing, if any, is that it looks like around the door handles, the stickers look to slope down a little bit, but it's subtle. Also, the tractor has the grill decal here, and there is even headlights on this, although I believe these are stamped, not stickers. And another thing I really like about this tractor is some of the details which have been cast into it. You can see we got the radiator cap right here. Nice representation of the motor's been casted. And on the back fenders, we also have these lights here which have been casted. And there's a fuel tank here with bands and filler cap on the back. There's also the SMB sticker right there. And in terms of like separately fitted parts, we've got side view mirrors which are sticking out to me, and I really like these. That adds a nice touch to this replica. Also got the exhaust pipe and the air cleaner on the front, although just my personal opinion, I think this would really obstruct your vision. Possibility if someone else has run one of these in real life, they can tell me how that works, whether it's good or bad. But also got some cab detail in this. There's a seat and steering wheel in the cab, although I'm not seeing any details on the instrument panel, but just to have that little bit of detail in there is nice. And probably the main focus has to be the 3-point hitch on the back here. This does work, although it is limited on movement, but the fact that it's on there is really nice. And I do have quite a few 1/64 scale tractors in my collection which do have working 3-point hitch arms, and it's a really nice touch. Probably the last thing to mention on this has to be the way the wheels are done. Really like the aggressive tread on these. I like the look of the hub and the rims on these. And overall, it's just a really, really nice piece. And if we look on the bottom here, you can also see this has been stamped for the National Farm Toy Museum 2020. And there's also the other information on there as well. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. Just for a little comparison, I went and got some other tractors out of my collection to put up next to the 4186 here. And unfortunately, I don't have any that are just four-wheel drive like this one. All the others in my collection are the articulated tractors. But you can see up the back here, I've got a 4786 and a 4586, as well as a 4366. And this was actually the first ever articulated tractor I got from my collection, and I believe it's been well over a decade now since I got that. But I've also got this 6388 and also a 3388. And I guess they look kind of like the 4186, but they're still in no way identical because, again, these tractors are articulated. And I believe at one time they actually referred to these as ant eaters just because of how they were designed. They're a rather unique tractor, but, you know, again, the 4186, it's pretty much a first for this style of tractor in my collection. So before I wrap things up here, I decided to get an implement behind the 4186 so you can see what that looks like. And I've chosen my Case IH 900 12-row corn planter for this. And I gotta say, it's a pretty sharp setup behind this tractor. Now, my final thoughts on this 4186. Like I mentioned before, I don't have anything like this in my collection. So this stands out amongst everything else. And I mean, personally, I think that's why I like it so much, is it's so different compared to everything else I have. And I would honestly say that if you're into this style of tractor, or just the 4186 in particular, I think it's worth getting one of these. Probably go after the one I've got, you know, the National Farm Toy Museum one, because I'm not sure if there was a limited number of these, or, you know, so many were produced. Maybe somebody can tell me down in the comments. But, you know, I think this is well worth getting. And I know there's some retailers out there that still have these. Of course, you can find them all over eBay. But, yeah, I really like this tractor. I think it's well worth getting. And again, it's the first one I've got in my collection that's like this. May not mind getting a second one. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Again, I think this is well worth getting. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on this tractor as well. Also, feel free to check out my other pages, links in the description. And I will see you guys in my next diecast video. Hopefully it's a little sooner than this one was.